This is Nicholas Kerr, head coach of the Santa Cruz Warriors, and you're listening to Gym on Base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Gym on Base show. We're here in Santa Cruz with the great Nicholas Kerr and the head coach of the Santa Cruz Warriors. So, Nick, thanks for coming on and giving me some time.
Yeah, thank you.
It's nice to meet you. And one of my questions, obviously everyone knows your dad played in the NBA. So what was it like growing up? Like, he played a little bit everywhere, so were you kind of bouncing around? Where's home for you?
Home San Diego. So he retired when I was 11 or 10. We were in San Antonio at that point, so we moved to San Diego the following year. I did high school, middle school, high school, and college there. So San Diego's home for me.
Oh, it's a little Ron Burgundy action.
Oh yeah, I'll read the teleprompter.
Well, I know you have a brother and a sister, right? Yeah. So you're all doing well. I think your sister's a lawyer.
It is. Yeah, you did your research. Sister's a lawyer. My brother's trying to break into Hollywood as a screenwriter. He's getting there. He's young. He's a writer's assistant for a couple shows. Well, before the strike he was. He's still figuring that out right now as all of Hollywood gets their act together. But he's trying.
Well, I think, wasn't he a part of Ted Lasso? Is that true?
He was, yeah. He was a writer's assistant for one of the seasons there.
Awesome. Yeah. That's a pretty good tidbit. So I imagine, the family probably appreciates comedy, or?
Definitely, yeah. He specifically he likes doing comedy writing. He's never done stand-up, but that's a passion of his.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm curious, when you're growing up, were you like a players guy, like favorite players, or were you like having favorite coaches?
Oh, favorite teams. Players and teams, never coaches. No. You always growing up, you just want to play. I didn't realize I needed to be a coach till maybe college. I realized I wasn't going to be good enough to keep playing. And then it's like, okay, I love basketball, so I'm going to have to stay in this by not being a player, so I got to be a coach.
Who were your players and teams then?
My team was whoever my dad was with. I still always loved the Spurs. He worked for the Suns for a few years, so I liked them, but the players are always part of those teams. I loved Manu. He's a lefty. I was a lefty. Nash was awesome. Yeah, I guess those two guys.
Well, you said lefty. I right left.
Okay.
So are you a lefty in that respect too?
Everything lefty, but I golf righty and I kick righty.
And I throw right, bat right.
Okay, so you're a hybrid. Yeah.
Like I say, we're all screwed up.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have skills of both. Yeah.
So do you remember the first time you told your dad, hey, I'm interested in coaching, or how did that kind of go?
Don't remember it. Okay. I know I just made the realization at some point that I wasn't good enough. You always, you dream of, I want to play at Arizona, and then, I got to play D1, which was cool. It wasn't that high a level. And it's like, hey, I want to play in the NBA. It's like, okay, that's not realistic. So at some point I figured that. I don't have a specific memory of it though.
Well, you played college basketball in San Diego, right? So what was kind of your move? Were you outside shooter, drive to the hoop, or?
Shooter. No, I was a shooter. Defense wasn't my thing. Dribbling wasn't really my thing, but I could run off of screens and shoot it a little bit.
Well, another thing I thought was pretty interesting about you is you went to Cal and you pursued a degree or the program in public health, right?
Yeah, so that came about as I did a redshirt year at San Diego, so I had one more year of eligibility after I graduated. My dad was coaching up here already, so I figured I need to get into coaching. I might as well, and it was year 2 for him, so I wanted to be more a part of like what was going on with the Warriors. So I played my 5th year at Cal, public health degree, because that was the only school that was still available to transfer into and to apply to. I had a great time. I loved that degree, but it wasn't. That was, a fun coincidence. That was not something that I, to be honest, even knew existed until I got into the school. So it was cool, but that was the reason I wanted to get into coaching. I wanted to be a GA at Cal, and I got to go to a lot of Warriors practices and games by transferring up here rather than staying in San Diego.
Did you ever sneak over to the Greek Theater? Are you a music guy at all? Or?
I've been before. Saw Leon Bridges once, but we scalped tickets, and can I say that? We got tickets and they were fake, so we missed like half of it. We ended up buying, we got some off, I think they were off Ticketmaster too. We didn't even buy them from someone. The ones we ended up buying from someone outside were real. The ones from Ticketmaster were fake. So that's my one, that's my story from over there.
Your Greek theater memory right there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting too. You obviously did time with the Spurs, and what did maybe working for Greg Popovich?
Made it sound like it's prison. Just did time with the Spurs.
Well, yeah, better than that. Not Alcatraz or anything.
Yeah.
But what did maybe having that experience, did that prepare you a lot for the head coaching gig, or what do you think about when you reflect on that time?
I felt like that time really helped me learn to be a professional, and what does it mean to be a professional coach? They're very organized over there. They're very hard on new coaches, to be honest. And it's, you have to be there before all the other coaches are there, and you can't leave until after. And, they monitor your professionalism and how you conduct yourselves on the court. And it was great for my development, because when you were maybe getting a little stray, someone would come over there and tell you. And that was awesome for my own personal growth.
Well, are you going to be pretty active, running up and down, getting into it in practices, or what's kind of your style?
I mean, I love to teach. I'm not some high energy, very talkative guy, but I'll hop in. I was in a little bit of practice last week, and I love teaching basketball, so I'll always be involved out here. Maybe not playing too much, though.
I know you said your favorite teams were whoever Dad was playing for, but when you think back, I've been asking players, do you think back and have like a favorite jersey that you got as a kid, or do you remember anything like that growing up? Maybe to wear to school type thing? Because mine was Gilbert Arenas. That's the one I had.
I know for Halloween when I was 8, I went as Allen Iverson.
Oh, that's cool.
My dad was on the Spurs at that point, and I went as I think it was after the 0-1 finals where he stepped over Ty Lue. I mean, they ended up losing that series, which is what nobody remembers anymore.
Eric Snow on that team, I remember.
Yeah. So I liked AI. I didn't really, after that, I probably didn't wear too many jerseys. Okay. Sammy Sosa was actually my sports idol. I'm a big Cubs fan, so that was my guy. That was my favorite athlete for sure.
Well, that's cool. I went to Wrigley a few years ago for the first time. It's an awesome spot.
This is amazing. That's heaven right there. That's baseball heaven.
Well, last thing here, I know you're married, right? So I'm just curious, how'd you meet and how long have you been married?
Been married for 2 years. Met my wife in San Diego. She's from Indiana. She was, it was a very lucky story. She was visiting my friend from high school, who was her friend from college. She was there on a week trip. We met at a party the very first night she was in town, hung out every day that week, and then we ended up doing 4 years of long distance until we both moved to San Francisco. So that was 2018, summer 2018. And we made it through.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now we have a 10-month-old daughter.
Oh, congratulations. What's the name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
So you got, you're a dad and Grandpa Steve now.
Yeah, he's a grandpa, first grandchild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Nicholas, I know you're a busy guy. Thanks for giving me some time, and it was fun meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.